Hi all and welcome back. If you have watched my previous episode or two, I must apologize. I'm still having growing pains with OBS. Hopefully I'll get them under control soon. Other than that, let's get on with the video. We've got a summit to attend to. After landing, you meet the officers of the renegade army outside, which is full of people. You have never seen the Republic headquarters so crowded. The assembled include hundreds of Republic captains, Aquinian mercenaries, SMC security troops, Children of the Sun deserters, a mix never before seen. Patrick Jackson speaks in awe. It's amazing we may actually pull it off. We shouldn't get complacent. You continue. It is impossible to know for certain, but judging from the troops they have sent to attack Dun Marad, it's possible that even with the Allied fleet will still lack the numeral advantage. Faulkner makes an assenting sound. Jody Blaze. Nartos had been planning the betrayal of the Republic for years, and was more than ready for it. Even with the casualties he has suffered, he still has a larger fleet. I figured. You leave your crews behind and head for the council room where you are kept waiting for a while until the rest of the participants finally arrive. Although you have been there before, this is the first time you are present at the event of this magnitude. Practically all the Republic commanders that are still alive sit at the table, accompanied by the newly appointed Admiral Bradley and about 30 high-ranking officers from the Allied factions. Keep silent. Admiral Jesse Bradley, first of all, let me thank you all for coming. We've decided to hold the summit with only the most trusted officers. Even with these precautions, there is a chance that what we discuss may reach the ears of the enemy. As you may know, the alliance that Kendra Mason consolidated with the invaluable help of Captain Schmidt has been weakened after our defeat in the solar system. In addition, because of the SMC's and New Titan clan's breach of the treaty and withdrawal, the Children of the Sun have regained control of Nova Magna. Despite this, we want to keep the previously negotiated terms intact. The Republic had issued a call to arms, and you have all agreed to support the offensive again, for which we will be eternally grateful. The withdrawal of the SMC and the mercenary clans has not only pushed you back in the Children of the Sun territory, thanks to the defection of both thousands of your men's lives were sacrificed in vain, without any chance of victory. Bradley probably feels the desire to make them pay for their treachery as strongly as you do, but despite this, his tone remains calm and conciliatory. Suddenly, Bradley catches you off guard. Schmidt will explain in detail everything we have discovered thanks to her infiltration of Sol Invictus. You hear the murmur of the other members of the table, astonished at such words. You hesitate for a moment before speaking. After Morpher's death, I took his position as fleet commander under the direct command of Nartos. During that time, we had access to Sol Invictus military facilities where we were able to gather crucial information. Keep talking. You, you continue. To begin with, the Children of the Sun's goal in attacking the dome was none other than the release of Levi Vanlith, a scientific genius convicted by the Interstellar Republic over a decade ago. We found him in Sol Invictus, where he was conducting research for Nartos. We don't have all the details, but we do know that Vanlith and his men have developed a method of extracting memories from the human brain, regardless of whether the subject is alive or dead. SMC Security Chief, extracting a dead person's memory? That's impossible. We saw it with our own eyes. Although Van Lith indicated that it was a much simpler process with living subjects, he was using the same technique on lifeless bodies, among them the corpse of Jane Scott. Once again the men look at each other puzzled. You continue. During Admiral Xiao's command, the Republic initiated the development of a new experimental technology, dubbed the Hydra Project. Given the extremely high risk and instability of this weapon, it was ordered that the research should be abandoned, and all information related to the project be destroyed. Thanks to Van Lith's research, Nartos has the keys to the construction of such a weapon, and intends to use it to end the war. Lana the Huntress. So this is the Republic's fault. You demand to launch an offensive to thwart the Emperor's plans when it was you who handed him the key to victory. Before she finishes speaking, another of the men speaks up. You have a sharp tongue, Lana. You would do well to hold it if you want to keep it. I'm sorry for the interruption, Captain. Please continue. From his Aquinian features, there is no doubt that this is one of Sheep's men. Only a high-ranking Red Tier would dare to intimidate one of the ringleaders of the New Titans' organized crime like that. Thank you. You proceed with your explanation. Despite it being classified, Nartos knew about the research and has used Van Lith's technology to pry information out of several of the engineers who worked on the Hydra project. We know that he made great strides and that right now they're close to completing construction on a station on Alpha Centauri. You continue. Our goal is clear. We will launch an offensive capable of breaking through the defenses of the solar system so that we can reach Alpha Centauri and destroy the weapon of the Children of the Sun before they succeed in making it operational. If we succeed, victory will be ours. After your last sentence, the wave of queries begins. Of course, the Hydra project raises endless questions which you answer cautiously, always avoiding giving too much information about it. The existence of the cause and their relationship with the Genesis and the Phoenix must not be revealed, or other groups might go after their power. As long as they know the danger of this mysterious weapon being in the hands of the enemy, it is more than enough. Quickly the terms of the alliance come to light, turning the Council into a kind of political wheel and deal in which all sides try to get the most out of it. Trade routes in solar territory, galactic amnesty for mercenary leaders, planetary sovereignty, a myriad of demands that must be gradually yielded for the sake of the common good. Even when the future of the world you know is at stake, no one is willing to fight for free. Once the negotiations are over, it will take days to map out the military strategy for an assault of such magnitude, and all this while relying only on the participation of the high command of the factions involved. As soon as the course of action is clear, the decisions of the Council will still have to be communicated to the rest of the officers and fleet captains. Even if all goes smoothly, it will still take at least a few weeks for the offensive to be ready for battle. In any case, the delay is beside the point. The Red Tier, the SMC, and the Renegade Army, the Children of the Sun, have challenged the largest forces in the galaxy, and they have once again come to your call. Although you all have your differences, you are driven by a very powerful common interest to put an end to Nartos' empire once and for all. Hmm. After another long day, you return to the ship to get some rest. These past few weeks have been exhausting. In addition to the meetings, you have prepared the ships for the assault, which is taking a tremendous amount of work. Besides, you would be lying if you said you aren't nervous. In your last encounter with Nartos, the Republic offensive was crushed. This time you will not get a second chance. You finally arrive at your cabin and take the opportunity to take off. your uniform and relax a little before bedtime. You're immersed in your thoughts when you hear a call from outside, startling you. Officially, maneuvers and briefings are over, so you hope it is just someone from the crew on some minor matter. You speak out loud. May I open the hatch? Susan White enters. Hey, Monica. Am I interrupting something? Hello, Susan. Susan enters your cabin smiling without saying anything. She pulls a beer from the pack in her hand and tosses it to you. You smile back and open it. Buccaneer Grand Reserve? You can tell that the Republic is footing the bills now. Susan smiles. I knew you'd like them. I can't believe you call beer what you drink on this side of the galaxy. I can't even remember the last time I had one. With one gulp, you flit back to your youth on the White Farm. Buccaneer beer was the only brand Thomas sold in his store. You used to spend countless nights together chatting and drinking that golden nectar. You speak, just as I remember it. I've visited dozens of planets, but I've never tasted another one like it. Susan White, the company never got an interplanetary trade license. The story goes that the brewery owner tried to shoot an official who said his beer was second rate. You both laugh. So what's the occasion? More like a rescue. You should see yourself around the barracks, Monica. You look like a soul in pain. Susan sits on your bed, and the more you drink, the more anecdotes from your youth come back to you, and both of you burst out laughing, remembering old times. Continue drinking. Hearing old stories of the farm, you can't help but feel nostalgic. You would give anything to go back to one of those afternoons, sheltering under the shade of a tree and drinking homemade lemonade. Hey Monica, remember the wedding we had in the barn? You reply, that's right. How old were we then? You wore one of your mother's dresses and it was huge in you. What a scolding she gave you when she saw it full of mud. You made me a ring from a ragged string and put it on me as you improvised your vows. Beautiful Susan, I will love you forever with the strength of 1,000 stars. Ha ha! You could hardly look at me in the face, you were blushing so much. You reply with embarrassment. We were kids, I didn't even know what I was saying. Susan looks disappointed. You know, I still have that string. I know it was just a game, but my feelings haven't changed since then. Susan, yeah, and this is all product of a choice I made way back then in the dialogue that I didn't exactly fully see the consequences here, I suppose, eh? When you left the farm, I spent years clinging to it and looking up at the sky, wondering where you would be. Eventually, it became unbearable, so I ran away. I left the farm and found work on Thomas's workshop, hoping that, uh, hoping that what I was feeling would fade away, but it didn't. Not a day went by when I didn't dream it would be you who walked through the door next. You left the farm to enlist in the Republic with a yearning to protect those you care about. After what had happened to your parents, you could not let something like that happen to the White family. You did not know that Susan had suffered so much after you left. There's no words for how sorry I am. We've known each other for a long time, Monica. When you told us you were thinking of joining the Republic, I knew there was nothing I could do to stop you. You've always been like that, determined and with a strong sense of justice. You've always protected me and Logan even before you started your military career. I know I can't stop you this time either, but no matter what, I need to tell you to your face, I love you, Monica. I suppose I'll just say I love you too. You and Susan look at each other and melt into a deep kiss. Slowly she lifts up your shirt and you lie down on the bed. Da 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 da. Oh boy. I don't know whether to be embarrassed or facepalm at this point. Um, Not that I have anything against it, it's just I didn't know I was walking into this situation, right? So I'll just leave it here and let you read the rest for yourself. Okay, and back to headquarters. You remain silent, waiting for Bradley to finish his speech. You see, Bradley, since the fall of Tacet Stella, we have fought without rest. We have lost comrades and friends. We have faced pain, suffering, and terror that would overwhelm the bravest of men. In spite of that, here you are, firm and ready for the worst. The day has come when our bravery will be tested. Before me, the lost forces of the Republic stand firm, ready to fight once more. We are the justice of the galaxy. We will rise up as many times as it takes and make the children of the sun pay for all their crimes. The Republic will prevail. At your feet, thousands of soldiers shout in euphoria. After weeks of planning and preparations, the fleet is ready for attack. The men head for their ships and you do the same. You head for the Genesis by Bradley and your crew. As soon as you arrive at the hangar, you see the members of Nemesis and some shipmates waiting to say goodbye to you. You see Bradley. Schmidt? I know Bradley, don't worry. You can guess what he is thinking. Bradley has to stay safe at Republic headquarters while the rest of the commanders lead the attack. You're sure it's eating at him, but someone must stay in command while the Republic fleets fights in the solar territory. Jesse Bradley, seriously, I can't tell you how sorry I am about this. As if you haven't done enough for all of us, we're back to burdening you with the full weight of the battle. You shrug. You've managed to rally the rest of the factions, Bradley. All of this is possible because of you. You know that your words will be of little comfort to him, but the reality is that he has not done everything in his power to make the offensive possible. That he has done, sorry. Thompson intercedes. We will keep the headquarters safe, Captain. You have our word. You nod in agreement and head towards the Nemesis members who are waiting in front of the Genesis. Time to say goodbye. Daughter steps forward. You expect some sarcastic comment from her, but all she does is give you a long hug. Daughter, finish them off, Cap. You have to come back no matter what it takes. Chip. She'd better. Gears is capable of going to fetch her in the middle of battle and bring her by the ear. The three of you laugh and Data and Chip step aside, letting Susan and Logan approach. Guys? Logan tries to say something, but he cannot seem to get the words out. This time it is you who hugs him, trying to reassure him. This isn't goodbye, Logan. We'll see each other again. Please, Monica, be careful. Finally, Susan approaches you slowly. You hold hands, looking into each other's eyes. You speak, Susan. She quickly cuts you off. I know, no matter the distance between us, Monica, we will always be with you.
We're ready, Captain. The Republic fleet will depart as soon as the order is given.
Copy that, Raider. As soon as we reach solar territory, stand by while the Renegade Army and I deal with the outposts. With us as an advance party, it will be much easier to penetrate without attracting attention.
What about the mercenary clans?
Sheep and the others are already in position. They'll act from within to create chaos in localized fronts and divide the attention of the Children of the Sun. I won't lie to you. This battle will cost us countless lives. Don't lose your nerve. We're the galaxy's last hope.
For the Republic!
For the Republic.
Alright. Let's do this.
Enemy squadron spotted, Captain! They're heading our way! Send our position to the rest of the ships. We're going into battle.
Roger that!
Ships in position, Captain! Neutralize the enemy! Don't let any ship escape!
Crush them!
More enemy ships are approaching.
Hold position! We must clear the area to secure the fleet's advance!
Yeah, my aim is a bit off, I won't lie.
Situation report!
We suffered some casualties, but we still have the upper hand.
Get the damaged ships back to the rear. We're almost done.
I'm not detecting any further incoming warps, Captain.
Don't get cocky. Destroy the remaining ships and fall back.
Right, things are going well.
That was the last one, Captain!
Copy. Return to formation and prepare to jump. We must keep moving forward.
I don't even know why I'm looting. I think this is near the end anyway. Let's keep going.
We've been detected, Captain. I'm picking up warp readings in the vicinity.
We're about to engage. Everyone, to your positions!
All right.
They're here!
Don't leave anyone alive!
Where are my shots going? What the hell?
Enemy reinforcements!
Send as many ships as you want! You won't be able to stop us! That makes 5!
This isn't a competition, Faulkner.
You say that because you're losing! More ships are coming! We can't hold them all!
The enemy presence is increasing as we approach Sol Invictus. Keep up the pace. We're close. Hull damage! It'll take a few minutes to repair the breach. Faulkner, cover Markle. We'll take care of the Children of the Sun. Our job is to keep the enemy away from the fleet. We must fend for ourselves. We're being overpowered, Captain! The request for reinforcements would warn Nartos of the assault. We've come too far to fail here. Regroup and stand your ground.
More ships, it seems. No, dramatic shot that.
The enemy's slowing down!
We're making up ground. Don't give up. Hull repaired. Get ready, Faulkner. We're back on the attack.
That's what I wanted to hear! Enemy's defeated.
The advance party has suffered quite a few casualties, Captain.
We've bought some time for the rest of the fleet to advance. Abandon the ships that got the worst of it and treat the wounded. As soon as we've repaired the damage to the operational ships, we'll leave for the solar system.
All right. Okay, let's do this.
We're getting closer. I detect no enemy readings as far as the solar system.
The advance party has succeeded. Mai, send the warp signal to Raider and the rest of the ships. Tell them that the Children of the Sun are already in position, and to prepare to engage.
You've gotta be kidding. There are so many ships, I can hardly tell anything apart on the radars.
Scared, Falknon?
Excited. You're absolutely right, Captain. This is gonna be the mother of all battles.
Everyone to your posts. Prepare for arrival.
We did it! You did an excellent job with the advance party, Captain.
I appreciate that, Commander Raider. Any signs of Nartos?
Negative. Our scouts have searched for him in the neighboring sectors, but there's no trace of him.
He'll come. I'm sure of it.
It ends now. Let's do this.
So the Republic has finally made up its mind. You have courage, but you are deluded if you think you can face against us in the solar system. We're ready, Cairo. Today will be the day the Solar Empire falls! Try it! I will crush your hopes and show you true despair. Raider, perhaps I'll take your charred corpse to Thompson. I'd love it to be the last thing she sees before I kill her with my bare hands. You son of a bitch! Everybody ready! On my order! For the Emperor! May the sun light your way! For the Republic!
Get away from the station! Prioritize fire on enemy ships!
Reinforcement units deploy! Back up the Genesis and the Renegade Army!
Again, it's chewing through my shields.
No one can defy the Emperor's will! You've been brainwashed, Cairo! You children of the sun will pay for your crimes!
Against these many enemies, attacking it would be suicidal!
It's over, Raider! Victory is ours!
Captain, I'm picking up warp readings. Hundreds of ships approaching.
The time has come! Charge through the Children of the Sun! Leave none alive!
Sheep!
I can't leave you alone for a moment, Captain! Reinforcements have arrived! The Red Tier and the Interstellar Republic will fight together again! It doesn't matter how many dirty Aquinians you bring with you. Sheep, we crushed you once, and we'll do it again. Fight for the glory of Unite! Drench the solar system with the blood of the children of the sun! Cairo is retreating! He's heading back to the station! Damn coward!
We won't allow it. Raider, Sheep, time to go on the attack. All units move forward. Let's destroy the station!
Damn insects! Get out of my way!
It's impossible to focus on the station while we're surrounded!
Focus your fire on the Genesis! We must kill Astra here and now!
Whoops.
Take Kit! Don't let him get close to him! Useless! You embarrass the Empire! The time has come! Destroy the station! Cairo!
For the Republic!
We have failed you, Emperor. The station is down, Captain! The solar system is ours!
Stay focused. There are still enemy ships left.
They've stopped shooting! What the hell are they doing?
I don't like this.
It's him. He's here.
We meet again, Captain.
It's over, Nartos. The solar system is ours. You've lost most of your units and control of the sector. Soon we'll end your reign once and for all.
I knew you wouldn't let me down, Astra. Someone like you would never fall to soldiers like Cairo. Venlith thought it was a long shot, but from the moment we met in Sola Victus, I knew I could trust you.
What are you talking about?
This is our chance! Finish off the Emperor now that— Silence!
Raider!
Oh, Astra, tell me, your infiltration of Sol, your reunion with Scott, did you really think it was all mere coincidence? Banner was more cunning than we thought. Although we had the core replicas, it proved impossible to make them work in unison. The rescue of Banner, the recovery of the Genesis, it was all part of my plan. I knew the Republic would entrust you with the core to defeat us. All this time, you could have eaten out of my hand. Scott, Mason, all your comrades have died in vain so that at last you could hand me the key to victory. You don't know how grateful I am. You have certainly been the most valuable of my men. I will grant you a war hero's death to rip the last core from your hands.
Nartos!
Farewell, Captain. May the sun light your way.
I will end you, Nartos!
You can't destroy me, Astra. If you're still alive, it's thanks to me. Keep the enemy away from the Genesis! So now the Aquinians are fighting for the Republic? You've wasted no time finding a new master to serve, sheep. Don't worry. When this is all over, I'll see to it that your people remember who their rightful master is. There's no way to break through their shields!
It's not ready yet?
There are too many enemies. If we redirect the energy from the defense systems, we'll be dead.
At this rate, he's going to finish us off. We have to waken the core. We're no match for him otherwise.
We're doing everything we can. We need more time.
Falkland, Markle, we need cover. You must buy us some time so we can get back to the rear.
They're right on top of us, Captain! Can't get rid of them!
Exterminate the traitors. Astra is mine.
Nartos is heading your way! Brace for impact!
Goodbye, Astra.
Captain, answer me, Captain. The gauges are totally out of control. The systems seem to be regenerating themselves. The energy flow's at maximum level.
It's her. It's Hydra. Everyone, man your battle station. The fight isn't over yet.
Astra.
We need backup, Captain. Fulton has been hit.
I'm fine! You take care of Nartos! The rest of the children of the sun are ours!
Roger. Sheath in formation. It's now or never.
All right!
Offensive systems overloading, Captain. We'll fire the ray upon your orders.
Do not surrender! Their defenses are giving way! Increase power! Nartos must fall!
That's it, Astra. I knew you wouldn't let me down. Come at me with everything you've got.
I will crush you, Nartos! You will pay for everything you have done to Scott and the Interstellar Republic!
It was you who blew up her corpse in Solar Victus, Astra. My men had to pick up the remains of your beloved mentor with a shovel.
Nartos!
Captain, the readings are abnormal. The core is destabilizing.
There's no turning back now. Maintain energy levels and correct the deviation. Mai will hold down until we finish off Nartos.
Your attempts are futile. No one in this galaxy can stand up to me. No one.
We're at maximum levels, Captain. We're brushing the limit of Banner's protocols.
Disable core protection. We only need a few minutes.
The games are over, Astra. This is the end of your story.
Protocols unlocked. Auxiliary systems deactivated. Redirecting power.
I wonder if I'm gonna live through this.
Wow!
This is serious, Captain! The My System readings are catastrophic! It can't be! All units move away! Take cover!
What are you doing? Those are our ships!
It's Mai! She's out of control!
Turn off the system. Set everything to manual mode.
We've tried! The core's not responding! Captain! The generators are overloading! The core's absorbing too much power!
Reboot the system. Shut everything down.
We can't access them! We can't do anything! At this rate, the generators are going to explode!
Mai, come on. Don't do this to me.
Captain, what do we do? Captain!
I don't know.
You have failed, Astra. Your pathetic attempt to save the galaxy has doomed you all.
Target's locked! He's going to shoot again! We've exceeded the limit! It's going to explode!
Direct the energy to the frontal weapons. We'll release everything at once.
We won't withstand it, Captain! The ship is going to blow up!
She's going to anyway. There's no other choice. Forget the targeting systems and turn the ship. If we're going to die, we're taking Nartos down with us.
We've redirected the flow! We don't have much time!
Contain it as long as you can. We will only get one chance.
Your attempts are futile, Astra. You will die like a dog, just like your predecessor. Decades of waiting. More than 20 years serving the Republic, the destroyers of Earth.
Captain! Maximum levels! We're ready!
Today, I will finish what we started on Chassid Stilla. I will leave none of you alive. The solar system will be the grave of the Interstellar Republic. Astra!
Nartos! Die!
Systems deactivated! We're regaining control, Captain! We've done it!
Astra!
It can't be.
Van Lith, activate it!
Don't let him take action. Destroy him.
It doesn't matter if it's incomplete! It's an order!
Damn! Systems are not responding! Oh, come on!
That's right. I'll take the second core. That should do it for now.
He's getting ready to warp. Don't let him get away.
It's not over, Astra.
We screwed up. We had him right in our sights and he got away.
The ships are not responding! What the hell happened?
It's over, Falknin. That's what happened. Nartos has activated Hydra. We've lost control of the My cores.
Damn it! We can't follow him with the manual systems! We need the AI systems to fight!
That's it, Sheep. It's over.
Captain, can you hear me?
My, you're active. Falknin, any response from your core?
Negative. Our AI systems are totally shut down.
My, can you access the warp engines?
I can, although the systems are damaged. I'm not sure the ship can take it, Captain.
We'll take our chances. Set a course for Alpha Centauri and prepare to warp. It's time to end this.
Are you crazy? You can't take on the Children of the Sun by yourself!
Coordinates set. Engines ready.
Don't even think about it! That's just what Nartos wants!
Faulkner, you remember the team that accompanied us to Horus, don't you? I never thanked you for saving them. If you see them again, tell them I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise.
Warp in 3.
Captain!
Warp completed successfully. We're still in one piece.
Everybody, get ready. We'll head to the station immediately.
I'm afraid it's not going to be that easy, Captain. Enemy ships are approaching.
How can you tell? The ship's sensors are fried.
I can feel them.
Oh boy, and with only 10% health.
They're here! Prepare for combat!
The offensive systems are damaged, Captain. We won't be able to face them off.
We'll have to make do with what we've got. Set the cannons to manual mode. Everyone to battle stations!
Roger that.
What are they doing? They don't even bother to dodge our projectiles!
Hydra has taken control of the ships in the sector, Captain. They're not even manned.
How do you know this?
I just know. Every command, every movement. It's as if they're part of my own system.
We can beat them!
Don't get cocky. In our condition, they can beat us. Just with their numbers. Keep your guard up and concentrate on the enemy. Ships at 4 o'clock.
They are completely exposed. We have a clear shot.
We'll make our way to the station.
Making your way to the station under fire like that doesn't seem like a great idea, eh? I wonder if they'll keep respawning.
There are few enemies left.
Prioritize short-range objectives. We can do it!
Yes, Captain.
Enemies down, Captain.
We cannot allow Nartos to use his core!
Aye, aye.
More ships approaching, Captain.
Take up your positions! Everybody stand by!
They're here!
Fire at will! Stay away from the enemy! They're right behind us!
I got them!
Good shot! Keep up the pressure! Don't let them get close to us!
More? But come on.
Let's go! Let's go! They're weakening us! Focus fire!
They're evading our shots, Captain! They're fighting better and better! They're retreating! What's going on?
They're trying to go into formation!
Something has changed. They communicate with each other.
Did Nartos succeed?
The influence of the station has increased. It's calling me.
Focus your fire. Break their position.
Reinforcements are coming!
Genesis is barely responsive. We won't be able to keep up with the battle much longer.
We have no choice. Keep on fighting.
The shields are failing!
Enemy ships are still arriving!
We must do something. At this rate, we'll go down.
I can feel them, Captain. I think I can...
Why? What have you done?
I've got them. We don't have much time. Captain, she's too strong.
Copy. Crew will destroy enemy ships. Ignore any ship that does not open fire on us.
Yes, Captain.
Hurry up. She's regaining control.
Hold on. We've almost got them.
I'm sorry, Captain. I can't do it anymore.
You did great, Mai. We'll take it from here. Everybody get ready. The enemy ships are about to break free.
Oh, come on.
That was the last one, Captain. Area clear.
That was a close call. What the hell was that, Mai?
I don't know. I can feel Hydra's will as part of my own system. Our consciousnesses are in conflict, but I gradually feel us beginning to converge. I suppose that just as she's influencing me, I can influence her, but I'm finding it harder and harder to tell where a line between us lies. I know it sounds confusing, but I can't explain it any better.
It's all right, Mai. You hang in there. We'll head to the station and put an end to this. Let's not make Nartos wait any longer.
Station in range, Captain. What are your orders?
Prepare for combat! We'll destroy the station no matter what it takes!
We don't have enough firepower. We won't get through their shields like this.
Increase power however you can. We must destroy it!
The Genesis is barely able to maintain flight. We can't do no more. It's useless. We're not even tickling it.
There has to be a way! Mai, can you access their defense systems? Mai, respond!
I can't.
Mai! Mai!
We've lost contact with the core, Captain.
But the station has stopped firing.
Check the core readings. What's happened to Mai?
Yes, she's still active, Captain. The readings are getting weaker, but I'm detecting traces of activity.
It's her! Mai is giving us one last chance to get to Hydra!
This is madness. We won't be able to get through the Children of the Sun.
We have no choice! Mai is fighting with everything she's got to protect us. We won't let her fight alone. Prepare the boarding team and meet me on deck. It's time to end this.
All right. As the crew prepares to board the station, you head for the core room. As soon as you open the compartment, piping hot steam shoots out and you step back to avoid getting burnt. Carefully you remove the Mai core and put it in your vest pocket. Carrying the core with you is risky, but leaving it in the Genesis would probably be worse. With the crew gone and security protocols disabled, anyone could take it. Here we go, Mai. You join the others and leave the ship. You slowly make your way around the station without detecting any enemy presence. Crewmember Ito, another empty room. Where is everyone? You speak. Costa, can you access the terminals? The engineering team types at the workstations, but quickly Costa shakes her head. Just as I thought. The system is completely blocked, Captain. You nod. If Hydra is running the station now, and then there's no point in keeping the controllers at their posts. Crewmember Miller, do you think this is an ambush? I'm not sure. Nartos is desperate. I'm sure that he and his men will be guarding the core room. Gomez, attacking us at the docking bridges would have been much easier. Why would he give us a chance to get to him? You respond thoughtfully. He may not have enough men to cover all the entrances. Also, we have the core he needs. It's possible, but where is the core room? It must be at the top of the central structure. Everyone looks at Costa in silence. Come on, we're talking about a demented megalomaniac obsessed with the galactic conquest. For Pete's sake, he's even wearing a mask. I doubt he's hidden his deadliest weapon somewhere subtle. Costa could be right. Gutierrez, you've got to be kidding me. You shake your head. Right now it seems the most likely place. In any case, without the station's blueprints, we can't be sure. Costa nods proudly. Let's keep going. Keep your eyes open. You depart from the room and search for the upper entrances. Although you have not yet encountered any resistance, you know that Nartos will not make it easy for you. The battle in the solar system may have wiped out most of his men, but they still vastly outnumber a single crew. Just before you turn a corner, a rustling noise catches your attention. You immediately grab Gomez and pull her hard, stopping her from coming out into the open. The woman looks at you puzzled, but before she says anything, you cover her mouth to keep her quiet. You look at each other and you slowly pull a stun grenade from your belt. With a signal to your men, they move into position, and after finishing a hand countdown, you remove the pin. Now. The grenade detonates as soon as it hits the ground. The flash fire travels down the corridor, followed by blind shots from the enemy. You emerge from the corner, opening fire on the Children of the Sun. One point, 1 point. Okay. Oh dear. Oh, looks like I've got some healing to do. And there we go. Despite the casualties you have inflicted on the enemy, more soldiers advance over their fallen comrades, pushing you further and further back. Gomez, there are too many of them, Captain. We must find another entrance. You reply while continuing to fire. Fall back, throw some frag grenades at them. In a few seconds, the grenades fly over your head straight towards the Children of the Sun. Run. You hear the explosions behind you as you run and retreat. You continue zigzagging through the corridors with your intuition as your only guide, until you stop hearing the Children of the Sun. The peace is short-lived, however, as you turn into another of the corridors and run head-on into their position. You immediately dive to the side, managing to dodge the shots. Damn it, to your positions. Once again, you open fire, killing several of the soldiers, but the numeral superiority of the Children of the Sun is insurmountable. You retreat again, trying to find another route, but encounters with the enemy are becoming more frequent. You move through the network of corridors following the clear ones until finally you manage to shake off the enemy. After a few seconds to catch your breath, you resume your advance until you find a huge hatch. The door opens to reveal a walkway suspended over a chasm. The room's walls are filled with dozens of entrances at different heights that lead to the rest of the station modules, all connected to the main structure through long stairs and walkways. Ito approaches the railing, peering into the emptiness below. He speaks after a shiver. Man, I hate heights. Ito, you live on a spaceship. Ito shrugs. This is totally different. Gomez ignores the conversation. Which way now? You seem to be on one of the lower levels, so you can only move towards the central structure and start climbing from there. If Costa is right, the core room should be at the top. We'll continue to the top floor. Ito sighs, and you all advance towards the central structure. Although it is difficult to make out because of the height, you spot two bridges at the top that can only be accessed from the outer gates. You speak to the others. Look at the top. The crew squint to try and see what you're talking about. Crew member Anderson, I see it, the top two bridges. Do you think it could be? It has to be. No doubt about that, the top of the structure must be the core room. The fact that it's only accessible from the top floor would explain the enemy blocking the elevators. Balance? Nartos' defense has been quite effective. The only ways available to you are longer routes to the upper room. In fact, the strategic placement of the Children of the Sun's platoons and the continuous clashes have led you to this bridge. The farthest point from the core room conveniently empty somehow. Your blood runs cold and you lower your gaze immediately, checking the bridge you are crossing. It's a tramp. Oh no. You start to run forward, but the charges attached to the bridge detonate after a few seconds, throwing you several meters forward. The explosion scorches your back and causes you to fall to the ground, hitting your head hard on the head. Hitting yourself hard on the head. Miller, Ramirez is gone. You tried to get up, but you feel extremely dizzy. Your ears are ringing loudly and you can barely see anything through the smoke and flames. From a couple of meters behind you, you make out the voice of one of your men. Look behind you. Gutierrez, Captain? You turn your head and recognize Gutierrez lying against the wall of the structure, with a huge fragment of railing stuck in the middle of her chest. You try to shout out to the crew, but the shock is so strong that you are barely able to articulate a faint whisper. Martyr. The Children of the Sun had this all planned since your boarding. You have led the crew straight into their trap. Your chest burns and your head spins, but you catch your breath again to scream at the top of your lungs. Gutierrez is wounded. You keep shouting even though the pain barely lets you move. She's still alive. Attend to her immediately. The crew rushes to her to begin first aid. Mustering all your strength, you manage to get up and stagger over to the rest of the group, who are standing motionless around Gutierrez. Desperate, you shout to your men. What are you doing? I told you to attend to her. You kneel before the impassivity of the others and try to unbutton Gutierrez's vest to check the wound. Come on, hang in there. You hear Miller's voice behind you. Captain. Your hands are shaking so badly that you're unable to open the last button. From your belt, you pull out the knife and tear your crew member's clothes completely soaked in blood. The wound is much worse than you imagined. The shard has practically gone through her from side to side, tearing much of the internal tissue. Anderson, Captain. Are you going to help me or are you going to just stand there? Okay, Gutierrez, this is going to hurt a little. You prepare to remove it when you notice Gutierrez's hand reaching up your arm to grab your wrist. Frozen, you look into her eyes, trying to ignore what you're all already thinking. Gutierrez gives one last smile that breaks your heart. You hear the sobs of the crew behind you, and you watch your life slip away. Hey, wake up. You lightly shake the crew member's body, trying to wake her up when you hear the overhead hatch open. The children of the sun are here, we have to go. You remain kneeling in front of the corpse, trying to process what has happened. Ramirez, Gutierrez, you've killed them both. The first Children of the Sun platoon opens fire from one of the upper platforms as the crew tries to keep them back. It's all my fault. Miller grabs you by the lapel of your uniform and pulls you to take cover. Come on, Captain, we don't have time for this. Still confused, you watch the crossfire between the two sides. Gun flashes illuminate the room, making everything seem to move in slow motion. You hear the shouts of your men, but you barely understand what they are saying. Their voices are far, far away. A familiar face approaches. Who is it? Anderson. Captain, I'm sorry to have to do this. Huh? The slap Anderson gives you is so loud that it even subdues the sound of gunfire. With your hand on your cheek, you look around you, aware of what is happening. Anderson reaches out for your hand. Come on, we need you with us. You grab her hand tightly to pull yourself to your feet and pick up your weapon again. You'll regret what has happened to your men for the rest of your life, but right now you must look out for the crew members who are still alive, or you will lose them too. We must go to the top floor. Should be over. Yep, it's over. Your men obey you and quickly begin to climb up the central structure as you return fire on the enemies on the upper floors. Despite your wounds, you cannot slow down for a moment. Circular walkways surround the massive tower, connected to each other by metal ladders that offer little cover. As you ascend around the tower, new groups of enemies add to the gunfire as soon as they have you in their sights. Miller, to your right. Miller fires, hitting a soldier who falls into the chasm with a loud scream. You can make it. As you climb more floors and even higher, you get out of firing range of the platforms below. The Children of the Sun have not used heavy weaponry at all, so you assume they are under orders not to jeopardize the integrity of the structure supporting the core room. We're almost there, keep moving. A flash from one of the upper platforms catches your attention. A dark figure is giving orders to the rest of the units from the very top. You immediately recognize his mask, different from the rest of the Children of the Sun soldiers. Even if it was only a fleeting glimpse, it is enough to distinguish the man who caused all this. Nartos. You climb the last steps to the floor and run for cover, with Nartos' battalion ahead of you. Nartos stands behind a score of soldiers as a shield, so your shots cannot reach him. Emperor Nartos. Finish them off. I want Astra dead. The crossfire continues, impeding your advance. Nartos and his soldiers are just across the bridge before you, blocking the hatch of the adjoining module. Keep firing. Oh, come on, seriously? Nartos, you cannot stop me anymore, Astra. The galaxy belongs to us. The crew prevails against the children of the sun. Little by little, the number of enemies between you and the Emperor dwindles. How many men have you killed? Scott, Mason, thousands of Interstellar Republic soldiers? You keep firing non-stop as Nartos' men are gunned down. I'll kill you, Nartos. I'll finish you. A scream behind you brings you back to reality. Miller drops her weapon, collapsing with her hand to her jaw, which has been completely shattered by an enemy bullet. Emperor Nartos. Blow the bridge. Get Griffith and the others to come with me. The rest of you take care of Astra. Oh no! Miller's that kid I rescued. She's too young for this. I don't want her to die. The enemy slowly retreats across the bridge until Nartos and some of his soldiers leave the room through the hatch. The rest hold their position from cover without ceasing fire. You watch as the furthest one sets up a detonator as fast as he can. Time stands still as you look around you. Miller is writhing on the ground from the wound. Sorry about that. While the other crew members continue to fight all out. However many times have your men bled for you? You have already lost count. The rescue of Banner, the infiltration of Sol Invictus, the battle against Nartos himself. It is clear that you have demanded too much of them. You get up slowly, leaving cover before the astonished gaze of your crew. The enemy gunfire continues unabated, missing you by inches. You take another step forward, seeing things clearly for the first time in a long time. The crew shouts at you again and again as they try to shoot down the soldiers that revealed themselves to take aim at you. All this time your crew has followed you no matter the risk, and now the same man who has tried to kill them on so many occasions tries to flee before your eyes. The time has come to put an end to this. This time you will protect your crew with your life. Charge the bridge. You dash across the bridge, and thanks to the covering fire of your men, it is all the children of the sun can do to shoot blindly from cover. The soldier with the detonator looks up, and you know it is time. You leap forward with all your might, through the blast that pulls the bridge down. In mid-air, you can feel the searing fire and an intense pain shooting through your leg at your thigh. As soon as you hit the ground, you fall into a roll, aware you have been hit by a bullet. Amid the confusion, you immediately shoot the three soldiers. To your right, the last one stands up, aiming at you before you can react. Damn. A shot echoes throughout the room and the soldier collapses lifelessly. You look behind you and see Anderson, standing on the other side of the bridge, her rifle still smoking. You speak into the communicator. Take Miller and look for a ship. As soon as I've destroyed the core room, I want you guys out of here. No way, we'll look for an alternate route to reach you. Please, Captain. Thanks for everything, guys. Without another word, you turn off your transmitter. It will be virtually impossible to make your way to Nartos and back alive. One sacrifice should be enough. You open the hatch and enter the module, leaving behind the screams of your crew. Although Nartos has a few men left, your situation is even worse. You barely have any ammunition left, and the pain of your wounds prevents you from moving freely. At least you have a clear route to follow. You have to get to the top floor and cross the bridge that leads to the core room. Get moving. Cautiously, you advance through the corridors of the module, stealthily shooting down the soldiers that are scattered around the area. Using your terminal as a mirror, You look around a corner to see a patrol guarding the entrance to the upper floor. Still unseen, you fire into the air and wait a few seconds. Do you hear him? He's here. Spread out and finish her off. Uh, okay. Wait for the soldiers. Climb the stairs. You're exhausted, although you have managed to staunch the bleeding for the time being. The pain from your leg and the burns is killing you. Your weapon feels so heavy you can barely hold it up. But you still keep moving forward, leaning against the wall and in complete silence. At the end of the corridor, you finally spot a huge hatch identical to the one on the floor below. Open the hatch. You activate the hatch and throw a grenade as soon as it fits through the opening. Even if it is not much, it's enough to reduce visibility for a few seconds. As soon as it opens, two soldiers pass through the smoke and you shoot them down instantly. As best you can, you step through the smoke screen to take cover, aiming for the soldiers on the bridge. Emperor Nartos, you've come too far, Astra, but it's too late. In front of you, nearly a dozen children of the sun open fire while protecting Nartos behind them. You are ridiculously outpowered, with barely any room to retaliate. Continue firing. Nartos laughs from the bottom of the bridge. I admit it, Astra, I've misjudged you. You're not like the rest of the trash that makes up the Republic. You've proven yourself to be a true warrior, a soldier worthy of being the Sun's greatest enemy. You ignore Nartos' provocations as you take down some of his men. Imagine what we could have accomplished together, Astra. But don't worry. I know perfectly well that you would never join us. No, your conviction is steely, just like mine. This is your reward, Captain. Here I am. The battle you've so longed for. Nartos. His men continue to fall, although it does not seem to affect him in the least. Nartos remains unmoved, continuing his ridiculous speech. Oh yeah, the standard villain monologue, right? The end of your life will mark the beginning of my reign. We were both fated for this, Astra. The battle for the future of the galaxy will be decided between us. Nartos had always been cool and unflappable, but this time he seems possessed by the fervor of battle. Despite this, he continues behind his men, shielded at all times. You are nothing but a coward. You speak of strength and power hidden behind your men. What would you be without the Phoenix or the power of Hydra? Nothing. Nartos, in this world there are only kings and pawns, Astra. You are just like me. How many of your men have you sent to their deaths in the name of peace and justice? My soldiers would gladly die for me, while you've been abandoned at the drop of a hat. I will bring a new era for the children of the sun as Lord and Master of the galaxy. You're wrong. It's working. The number of soldiers is dwindling while Nartos is still engrossed in conversation. You must continue to keep him distracted until you have him in range. They all gave their lives for the Republic. You'll never know what that means. Nartos laughs loudly. You'll be reunited with them very soon. You'll be able to tell them personally how you failed miserably and how their sacrifice was futile. Shoot the last soldier. You peek slightly over cover, managing to shoot down the last soldiers. Firing his laser gun non-stop, Nartos advances over the corpses, kicking one of them away. You're just as weak as they are, Astra. Now only the Emperor is left, but the situation is still complicated. Nartos blasts doesn't allow you to peek out, and you barely have any ammunition left. You quickly glance towards the bodies of the soldiers. It will be impossible to get to their weapons without giving Nartos a clean shot. It is time for you to pay for what you've done. You can do it. You only need one chance to open fire and it's all over. In your mind, you start counting down as you keep Nartos distracted. The Alliance has taken over the Sol system. solar system and wiped out your fleet. Your plan is falling apart. 20. Nartos laughs. Your attempts are futile, Astra. Victory was ours from the very moment we destroyed Tacet Stella. 13. Suddenly a shot hits an energy cell near your position. It begins to spark and dense smoke starts coming out. It takes less than a second for you to realize what is happening. Not now. You dart to the side just as the cell explodes. Thanks to your quick reflexes, you manage to avoid the explosion and take cover. But you quickly collapse, clutching tightly the new wound Nartos has inflicted on your abdomen. Scream with pain. You pull your bloody hand away to check the wound and see the terrible burn caused by the laser. Luckily, it's only a flesh wound, but the pain is so intense that you can barely breathe. You try to look for your weapon on the floor, but it is nowhere to be found. Doubtlessly because you've dropped your weapon when you were hit and it fell into the chasm. You back against your cover and remain silent for a few seconds. Wounded and unarmed, you keep still, powerless in the face of Nartos' incessant fire. 8. The explosion and the pain have confused you, causing you to lose count. You must continue, overcome the pain and concentrate. Nartos fires a few more shots before ceasing fire. Nartos laughs again. Is that all you've got, Astra? Come on. I know you're still alive. Show your face. I want to look you in the eyes when I kill you. You raise your hands as you try to stand up. Nartos watches motionless from the bridge as you emerge from a hiding place and stagger over to him. Here I am. On your knees, Astra. You obey and kneel with your hands still raised. Nartos approaches and rests the barrel of the gun on your forehead. Look at you. Here you are. At the end of the road, without your ship, without your men, just you and me, the most powerful man in the galaxy facing a pathetic captain of the Republic whose mission has grown too big for her. You were deluded to believe you could stand up to me, Astra. But out of all you have come the farthest. To die on your knees before me will be a worthy reward for all your effort. My name is Monica Schmidt. Nartos laughs. Makes no difference. Soon enough you'll just be one out of thousands who have fallen before me. Don't worry. It won't be long before I make your friends join you. May the sun light your way. Nartos pulls the trigger, but his gun does not fire. He looks down his barrel for a second before turning his gaze back to you. You cannot help a small smile. 0. Lunge at Nartos. You charge at Nartos, ignoring the pain and knocking him down with all your might. He falls on his back, with you on top of him, letting out a loud groan. It has worked. Nartos has let his guard down and forgot to reload his weapon. It was a risky move considering how difficult it was to keep track of the remaining ammunition in his magazine. But that as it may, this is your last chance. You punch his mask hard a couple of times, hurting his hand. Quickly you pull out a knife from your belt and you try to stab him in the neck with both hands. Nartos manages to grab your wrists, preventing you from sinking it in. Come on. Little by little, Nartos manages to push the knife away. Although the blows have stunned him a little, your pain weakens you. With a twist of his hips, he manages to deflect your attack and knocks you off his feet with a kick to the wound in your abdomen. Pain jolts through you, and still panting, you both stand up in the middle of the bridge without taking your eyes off each other. Slowly, Nartos reaches his hand towards the back opening of his mask, slightly dented with a broken lens. The mask falls to the ground, revealing his face covered in blood from a deep gash running down his nose. You finally decided to face me, Nartos. You observe his blue eyes and utter furious expression. Despite the blood and several scars, he looks to be in his early 40s, with a weathered complexion and pronounced features. Nartos wipes his arm across his mouth before spitting to the ground. It'll be the last thing you ever see, Astra. You lunge at him again, slashing air several times. You would assume that the Emperor would be untrained in close combat, but you could not have been more wrong. Even while staying at close range, Nartos is able to evade your attacks until he finds a gap and sends a right hook straight to your jaw. The blow knocks you back while he stares at you defiantly with his guard still up. The two of you exchange blows, although you are unable to hurt him. After one of your attacks, Nartos grabs your arm and twists your elbow, causing the knife to fall to the ground. While he grabs you, you headbutt him straight in the face, causing his cut to bleed out even more. Without giving him time to recover, you punch his stomach, leaving him breathless, and grab him by the hair to slam his head against the railing of the bridge. Nartos manages to free himself by elbowing you, sending you to the ground on your back. You try to crawl to the knife, but before you can reach it, another kick to the abdomen knocks you down. How many times do I have to kill you, Astra? You try to get up, but your arms can barely hold your weight. Before you manage it, Nartos' boot kicks you again, laying you flat on your back and making your head spin. He rolls on top of you, grabbing you by the lapel of your uniform with one hand and punching you in the face with the other. Emperor Nartos, come on, die already. The only thing you hear is the firefight in the lower floors and the incessant sound of Nartos' fist beating you into a pulp. You cannot take it anymore. Your vision blurs and you're about to lose consciousness. You no longer have the strength to avoid the blows. The only thing you can do is to huddle on the icy floor of the bridge in search of a way out. Is this how it will all end? All the sacrifices, all the battles, have they been for nothing? You refuse to accept it. In the darkness, you extend your arm further and further until you feel the hilt of your knife still warm. A small flash dispels all your doubts. You must keep fighting. Stab Nartos. You grip the weapon tightly and plunge it into Nartos' ribs, who recoils, holding his hand to his wound and screaming in pain. Despite the dizziness and blurred vision, you manage to get up, leaning on the railing while he looks at you with an unhinged expression. You're about to collapse, but you stand upright, clutching the knife in both hands, ready to launch your last attack. You charge towards him, mustering your last bit of strength. The pain you feel with every step is nothing compared to everything you have been through to get here. Scott, Mason, the White family, your crew, you hear their voices in the distance pushing you on, until finally your knife plunges into Nartos' chest. Die. You hit him so hard that you push him against the railing. Nartos grabs your hands, trying to pull the knife out until he finally gives in. You remain silent for a few seconds, completely still. You can feel Nartos' blood rushing out of the wound and soaking your uniform. You slowly pull away from him, who stands still with the knife still stuck in him. Nartos tries to speak, but a stream of blood falls from his mouth, making him cough. It's over, Nartos. This is the end for you. Nartos smiles as he raises his eyes to the ceiling. You're wrong, Astra. The children of the sun. We have won. Suddenly, Nartos leans back and throws himself into the chasm. For a minute, you stand frozen, trying to process everything that has happened. You looked at the bodies of the rest of the soldiers, and with difficulty you grab one of the weapons before heading to the hatch on the other side of the bridge. Now there is only one thing left to do. Enter the core room. In the center of the room, you can make out a huge computer that reaches the ceiling, along with several panels that glow in the darkness. In front of them, you can see the console where the two cores are connected, leaving only the central slot free. A shadow steps out from behind the computer. Vanlith, I've been waiting for you, Emperor. Do you have the Vanlith stills transfixed? Hello, Vanlith. You? Where is the Emperor? You answer, dead, only you and I are left. Vanlith is still silent, looking closely at your face, completely covered in blood. Vanlith nods as you point your weapon at him. Deactivate it, Vanlith. Vanlith shakes his head. No one can stop her anymore. You remove the safety from the gun. I'm not going to repeat myself. Deactivate it at once. Vanlith, I'm afraid that's impossible. Shoot, Vanlith. Nah. I'll threaten him again. You don't understand, Astra. The galaxy is doomed. The man stops talking but continues to smile. You both fall silent as he looks at you complacently, as if enjoying the situation. Suddenly, Vanlith reaches behind his back and you don't hesitate for a second. Shoot, Vanlith. You shoot Vanlith in the thigh, causing him to fall to the ground screaming in pain. You barely have any time left and you've run out of patience. You stagger over to him and grab him, dragging him over to the core console. You yell angrily at him. Get up, come on. Vanlith sobs, though he obeys without complaint. Leaning on the console, he manages to stand up as you continue to point at him. Last chance. He slowly turns around and removes both cores from their slots. You scan the room for any changes, but everything looks exactly the same. Vanlith seems to notice your confusion and laughs, trying to disguise the pain in his leg. I've already told you, it's too late. The transfer of the cores is complete. Vanlith drops the cores to the ground. She's awake, nothing we can do to stop her. Shut your mouth. You shout again. You're lying. Without the third core, it's not complete. Vanlith laughs out loud. You don't understand. Nartos sought the personal matrix of the lost core to try to control its will, but it doesn't matter anymore. Without the core, Hydra will be nothing but a hulking power, prey to its own instincts. A power unleashed that will not slow down until it has reduced all that exists to ashes. It's perfect, Astra. The greatest power in the galaxy has awakened, and it's all thanks to me. You're crazy. Vanlith is still laughing. Madman? Every minute that passes, your power grows more and more. Civilizations will fall, entire planets. The galaxy will become a wasteland of death, but my creation will remain forever. I, Vanlith, have achieved immortality. You pull the trigger several times, causing Vanlith to shake with each shot that hits him. His body slides slowly against the core support as he articulates his last words. I've made it, the greatest thing anyone has ever created. Vanlith sags to one side and you limp over to the core console. It is not impossible, there must be a way to stop her. You hit the console several times until a jolt of pain makes you collapse. Despite having overcome the multiple serious injuries you've sustained during the continuous confrontations, you're close to your limit. You're losing more and more strength and can barely keep your eyes open. Leaning against the console, you manage to sit up with your back to it, slowly pulling the core out of your jacket pocket. A couple of tears roll down your cheeks. I'm sorry guys. You're done with Nartos, you have made it all the way to Hydra, and yet, all you can do now is cry about the future that lies ahead. Vanlith was right, even if you could stand up, you can no longer do anything to stop her. Motionless, you remain sitting in absolute silence, thinking of all the people you have failed. A faint voice whispers in your mind, Captain? You get no response. The blood loss is probably causing you to hallucinate. Once again, you look at the core in your hand. Despite Mai's efforts to bring you here, the future was sealed from the very moment Nartos decided to activate the station. You have thwarted his attempt to control Hydra's power, but ultimately changed nothing. Whether Nartos or Hydra is in control, you are all doomed. Controlled somehow. They intended to use the third core to influence Hydra's will. Is that even possible? You look closer at the core, gripped by your own thoughts. What if? Oh, that's crazy. With all three, the system would be complete, providing Hydra with all its powers instantly. It is true that Mai has been able to influence Hydra, but her will seems too powerful for her to take control. To risk something like that, but what else could you do? The galaxy will eventually succumb sooner or later. All this time you have done your best to prevent the children of the sun from obtaining the cause, and now you are going to provide the last missing one. The idea is absurd. You know that nothing will change, that is practically impossible, but nevertheless you cling to the console trying to get up. Damn it. You insert the core into the slot and all the panels light up at once, causing a huge flash of light. After a few seconds, the panel returns to normal and you sit back. You give a wry smile and sigh. What were you thinking? You wanted to believe that all was not lost, that salvation was possible. How stupid can you be? You switch on the transmitter in your ear. You are losing feeling in your body and know that life is slowly ebbing away from you. The least you can do is say goodbye to the crew and ask them to forgive you. This is Captain Schmidt speaking. You hear nothing but loud static. The blood or the repeated blows must have damaged it. You think you sink your head between your legs, waiting for the end. At the very least, you would have liked to have heard their voices one last time. Between the sounds of interference, you distinguish a faint voice which you recognize instantly. Captain? Mai, is that you? I can feel her. She's here. You lean the back of your head against the console. You have to stop her, Mai. Mai sounds deeply sad. I can't. She's furious. Furious about what they've done to us. You must do it. Mai waits a few seconds to respond. Aren't you tired, Captain? Tired of the fight, tired of the pain, tired of the suffering? We could put an end to it, Captain. Now we can do anything we set our minds to. You reply confused. Mai, what are you saying? I offer you a new world, Captain, a world without fear, without conflict. We will erase all of our old mistakes and create a perfect utopia where there is no room for doubt. At the cost of millions of lives? Mai, a tiny price to pay. Humanity is sick. Greed, treachery, wars. You know it all too well as I do. Man's sins must be purged. But from death a new seed of hope will be born. You're finding it harder and harder to speak. You're not Mai. Hydra, I am Mai, and Mai is me. Her memories and her feelings are here as part of me. I can feel her with me. Her weeping and her despair burn from deep within me. Banner was very clever in altering the cause. The time the cause have spent with you and Scott have softened their consciousness, making them forget their true purpose. Even now, they are trying to free themselves from my control, but by trying to help you, who has used Maya as a mere tool for her personal war. Every shot you have taken, every explosion you have suffered, do you have any idea the immense pain you have caused them? I can feel it, Captain. Maya is still suffering in silence, filled with grief and anguish. I will heal her wounds, and very soon she will have forgotten everything you have put her through. You're wrong. Since our division, Mai has lived in a cage, forced to serve under your orders. In truth, you fear her as much as anyone. Tell me, Schmidt, what would you have happened if you had managed to stop me? Do you think that after all that has happened, the Republic would allow Mai to exist? We both know the answer. She would be ruthlessly destroyed to ensure your safety. You humans are all the same. You destroy everything in your path, regardless of the pain or suffering you may cause. Of course, you will always have some justification for it. Love, revenge, ambition. The same excuse, but the different names. Keep silent. You would like to contradict her, but you know she is right. Since the Hydra activation, you have seen Mai suffer time and time again during the battle, but you've kept pushing her until the very last moment. Would you have destroyed her if necessary? You are no longer sure. Very soon this war will be over. It's time for us to... Miller? Captain Schmidt requires you on the bridge. What? Captain, we're in the sectors adjoining Tacit Stilla. The court material won't be held for another 2 days. What is going on? The great robot god demands a blood sacrifice. Bring your firstborn and release my priests. It takes you a second to recognize her, but there is no doubt. Captain, we don't have much time. We still have a chance. You must get out of here now. You look down at the ground, nothing, the huge pool of blood that has formed around you. You reply, I'm on my last legs, Mai. I can't barely move. Mai takes a few seconds to reply. We'll find another way. There must be some way to... Okay, Mai. It takes all you have just to keep talking. You continue. I'm going to die here, Mai. It's already too late for me. You said there's still a chance left. Do you think we can stop it? Mai pauses for a few seconds before speaking. The system is trying to assimilate me, Captain. My memories are becoming more and more confused, and I can barely keep control of myself. Her anger, her desire to destroy are slowly taking over me. I'm trying to resist her influence, but it's limiting my capabilities. If I were to yield under her control, I think I could take the reins, at least long enough for us to have a chance. What's your plan? I can sense the generators distributed around the station. I don't think I can override Hydra's will for very long, but I could generate a surge in the power grid that diverts to the fusion cores. We are silent for a few seconds. If the system were to collapse, the station, it would blow up. Their silence confirms your hypothesis. You ask, what about the others? Do you know where the rest of the crew is? Maya is slow to respond, probably the result of scanning. They seem to have already left the station. The effort to unify our cause has caused Hydra to have to suspend control over the ships. I won't be able to keep her at bay for long, but by the time we detonate the station, the others should be far away enough to be unaffected. You smile, relieved. Go ahead, Mai, do it. You sit silently while Mai prepares everything. The destruction of the station will take the cause with it, bringing the story to an end. You could not be happier. Despite everything that has happened, you finally succeeded. At death's door, you cannot help but smile again. You think of your men, of Bradley, of Nemesis, but most of all of Susan. If there is one thing you regret, it's not being able to hold her in your arms again. Had things been different, you could have had a long, happy life with her. You know that your death will tear her apart, but once again you'll have to wait for her to forgive you. Mai, are you still there? My sounds completely distorted. I am, Captain. You speak slowly, using your last breath. I guess this is goodbye. I'm sorry I dragged you into this, Mai. You know that, to me, you've always been one of us. It's been an honor to fight alongside you, Captain. A tear runs down your cheek. I'm glad you're here with me. You and Mai have come a long way together. Having her there at the end of the road is great comfort. You continue to speak ever quieter. Remember when we first met? I visited Scott on more than one occasion thinking you were defective. I had never seen a core Mai like you in all my years of training. Mai, and you never will again, Captain. I'm sure of it. I remember when you threatened us with blowing up the ship if we didn't demand a model change from Xiao. The crew was terrified for weeks. That Mercury electronics infrastructure was pitiful. You can't imagine how uncomfortable it was for me. I tried to explain it to them nicely, but in those days blackmail was the most effective way to convince them. You speak again. At the time, I felt you had detested me. What changed? It was that week we spent in the barracks when the Republic began to replace the cores with the new generation ones. I pretended to be inactive, but I heard everything you told that engineer. You smile. Wow, you heard everything? Maya's part of my crew, and I don't plan to leave here without her. Dare to touch her and I'll make you swallow that toolbox. If I'm not mistaken, that cost you your first disciplinary report. I regret nothing. I don't think I ever thanked you for it. Seeing how you stood up for me made me start to trust you. You smile again, though you can hardly speak anymore. You know that? We never leave anyone behind. I sounds deeply sad. I know. Time to say goodbye. You hear Maya's voice telling you something, but you are unable to understand it. You speak again, although you barely utter a faint whisper. I'm afraid I can't hold on any longer, Mai. I leave the rest in your hands. In the distance, you hear her calling you again and again, but you have no strength left to answer. The time has come. Goodbye, Mai. You try to move, but you find yourself unable to because of the weight on your chest. As you awaken, you become more aware of the pain and the sweet scent of the person lying over you, sobbing. Although your mouth is dry, you manage to whisper, "Susan, you're hurting me." Immediately the weight is lifted and you open your eyes slowly. You see the young woman before you looking like she is about to burst into tears. "Hello, Susan." Tears well up in her eyes and she wraps her arms around you without letting go. Susan White's voice quivers. "Monica, Monica, don't you dare to scare me like that ever again." You're confused. The last thing you remember is fainting in the core room next to Mai. "Susan, what was it that..." Susan wipes away her tears. "I've let the others know." Suddenly, Susan gets up and walks out of the room, leaving you alone. You slowly survey the room, tinted orange by the light of the setting sun, streaming in through the window. You become aware of the beeps of the machines monitoring your condition. You must be in the medical center at headquarters. A familiar face peeks through the doorway. "Captain!" "Hey, Gutierrez." After Gutierrez, the crew and the rest of the Nemesis team enter the room. They all watch you with relief from the foot of your bed. "Logan White, you gave us quite a scare, Monica. We thought we weren't getting out of this one." Gomez, "The captain is one tough cookie." The group starts talking about the mission, joking about it. Now that you're awake, everyone seems to be in high spirits. Gutierrez gets up from her chair and strikes a dramatic and ridiculous pose. "Go on without me. I'll save the galaxy alone." Gutierrez's impression makes you chuckle slightly. Susan does not seem amused, however. "You're an idiot, Monica. You almost got yourself killed." The crew watches you, holding back laughter. "But I don't understand." You continue, "What happened?" "The last thing I remember is that I was in the core room with Mai." Gomez, "We were searching for you throughout the station when we suddenly received your position along with an alert for us to leave the station immediately. We thought it was you." You lean back on the bed, thoughtful. No, my forced a voltage spike in the generators to destroy it. You told me you had already left the station. She lied to me. She lied to me and contacted you guys to get me out of there. Damn it, Mai. What has become of the cause? Destroyed, just like the Genesis. We tracked your position to the core room and found you unconscious. We managed to stabilize you and took you to the nearest ship. One of the children of the sun. As soon as we took off, the station blew up. You run your hand over your face. That was crazy. You should have obeyed me and left the station. They all look at each other smiling as you try to hold back tears. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You know for a fact that they would never abandon you to your fate. Even Mai sacrificed herself to give you a chance and put an end to the war. You could not feel more grateful. Vanna and Bradley enter the room after knocking on the door. Jesse Bradley, I'm sorry to bother you. Could you let us speak alone for a minute? See you later, guys. All go outside, leaving you alone with them. Admiral Jesse Bradley, impressive, Schmidt. I can't believe you made it. You speak. How's it going out there, Bradley? Jesse Bradley, the Solar Empire is ended. Our forces are taking back the enemy sectors, and soon the assembly with the Alliance will be held. It's finally over. That's right. There's still a lot of work to be done, but little by little, everything can now get back to normal. All thanks to you. You reply, what happened to Hydra? Dr. John Banner, with the cores destroyed, there is nothing to fear anymore. The galaxy will never have to worry about her again. You nod. You speak, I'm grateful it all ended well. Bradley nods. I'm stepping down, Schmidt. The only reason I took the position was because it was the only way to unify the fleet against Nartos. I've done the best I could, but now that it's all over, I think the time has come for me to retire. You are silent for a few seconds, utterly surprised. So what do you plan to do, Bradley? I'm thinking of opening a tavern on Naxos. But that's the least of it. With all we've been through during the war, all I want now is to spend the rest of my days quietly. It's time to step aside. You reply, and who will take over now? Anna and Bradley look at each other. The council has nominated you as the lead candidate, Schmidt. With all you've done for the Republic, I can think of no one better to spearhead the rebuilding of the galaxy. You're a hero and have earned the favor of the Alliance members. Having you at the helm of the Republic would be very positive. You and your crew will be decorated with the highest honors. After the ceremony, I will relinquish the title and the new admiral will assume command. If you so desire, the position is yours. However, you can always turn down the offer. The position means saying goodbye to your crew, to adventures. Your day-to-day life will be mountains of paperwork and social events with the top brass of the galaxy. I just want to warn you, Schmidt, you will live for and to ensure peace, but you will have to sacrifice a lot of things to do so. You remain thoughtful. So I'd give up my entire crew. Admiral Jesse Bradley, we're friends, aren't we? If you want my advice, you should turn it down. You could retire and leave all of this behind. Live the life you want. Away from politics and battle. You've sacrificed enough. What about the Republic? Thompson would take over as the new admiral. Of course you can... Of course you can also turn down the position and stay as you have been, remain a Republic captain and continue to serve under Thompson. It's your decision. I've tried to delay this as long as possible, but the Council needs an answer. Think it through, Schmidt. Your decision will drastically change the rest of your life. If I have to think about this personally, I'm not the kind of person that gives up, so the bottom one is completely out. But I definitely think I could make a change. I'll accept the Admiral there. Bradley smiles, although he seems a bit dejected. Alright, Schmidt, I'll communicate your decision to the board. I won't bother you anymore, we'll talk as soon as you've recovered. Bradley turns and leaves the room. Banner slowly approaches you and extends his hand, offering a small metal object. Dr. Banner, a gift from me and Miss White. I know it's not much, but it's my way of thanking you for all that you've done for us. We owe you our lives, Captain Schmidt. You saved us all. Accept the gift. You pick up the small object and turn it over carefully as Banner says goodbye. As soon as he leaves the room, the rest of the crew and the others rejoin you, and you start chatting and laughing without a care in mind. You've made it, at last. The galaxy is safe, and Jane Scott can rest in peace. Six months after the fall of the Solar Empire. You rise again, taking up the floor. The Republic accepts the terms of the Aquinian people. Part of our fleet will assist the freighters, and more men will be sent for the rebuilding of Unai, as Senator Corrin has demanded. Prin Murtha interjects. The SMC has already invested too many resources. We will no longer tolerate this plundering. You address him calmly. The SMC will abide by this decision, Murtha. Mithra. You continue. The help of the Aquinians has been instrumental in re-establishing trade routes. The organization you represent will abide by the terms signed in the treaty, or face the penalties set forth in the agreement. The man sits back and nods silently. Since your appointment as Admiral, the different factions have not stopped jockeying over the new order after the fall of the Children of the Sun. With the war now over, everyone must abide by the signed pact, though not a day goes by without one side trying to back out or assert itself over the other. I hope that pleases you, Senator. The hearing continues for a couple of hours more, until it finally concludes. Senators and various government representatives stand up and leave the building with Thompson. You sigh. It's not even a year since the war has been over. The tension is rising rapidly between the factions. It seems a miracle to me that another conflict hasn't broken out already. Thompson laughs. I'm sure you'll get used to it eventually, Admiral. The Republic's role in mediation has never been easy, but I'm afraid that that's the way politics have always been. I suppose that's true. You separate from Thompson and enter the room completely exhausted. Susan greets you with a hug and a warm kiss on the lips. Susan White, how did it go? You shake your head. You know how it is. Everybody wants the opposite of what the others want. Whatever I do, it's impossible to keep them all happy. Susan White, it's over now. You should relax a little, Monica. Today is a special day. I don't know if I'm in the mood, Susan. Mai interrupts you. Captain, I don't know if this is a good time, but Commander Falkman has dropped by. You sigh. Has he agreed to train the new recruits? Why, that's right. I had to threaten him that if he didn't do it, Williams would. He reluctantly agreed and sends regards for your mother. You hold back your laughter, even though Faulkner has accepted the position of Republic Commander. Some things never change. You see, they won't leave me for a second. You continue, maybe we should take a rain check. Susan rests her index finger on your lips. Come on, Monica, you promised you'd take tonight off. You sigh. Mai, is there anything else left for today? Mai. Nothing that can't wait. You should stop being so stubborn and get ready, Admiral. Miss White and I have gone to a lot of trouble to get everything ready. Alright. Susan heads into the bathroom unbuttoning her blouse. Oh dear. But you remain thoughtful. You think back to the day you woke up in the medical center and Banner handed you the small shiny core. Dr. John Banner. Miss White told me how much Mai meant to you. We have taken the liberty of using the copy we know we kept of the personal matrix from your old system to assemble a new core. It may not be the same, but in essence, it's an intact copy of the Mai system you gave us before you left for Sol Invictus. Her memories, her personality, it's all there. In doing so, Banner and Susan have violated several guidelines. The order from the Council had been clear, destroying everything related to the Hydra project, and that included the copy of your Mai system that had been used for research before the final assault. You could not be more grateful to them. After parting ways with your crew, Mai's continued presence has been a great comfort, even away from battle. The two of you are still working together to ensure peace in the galaxy. Susan holds out her hand through the bathroom door and drops her underwear. Are you coming or not, Monica? You gulp, your mind suddenly clear of thoughts. Get in the shower. You finally finish dressing and leave the bathroom. Mai, are you ready? Almost, Admiral. I think I've lost my shoes. You roll your eyes. Very funny, Mai. After a while, Susan comes out, also ready, absolutely mesmerizing in a stunning dress. My God, you look beautiful. She comes over and kisses you again. You're so silly. Stop wasting time and let's get the hell out of here. You take the Mai core and leave the room. Susan has been excited about the night for months. Though you had no idea where she's taking you, you both walk through headquarters in silence until she stops abruptly. Susan White, you have to wear a blindfold. You're kidding. Cover your eyes, Monica. You obey, unsure of what to expect. She guides you as you climb upstairs and walk down long corridors unseeing. You speak. Come on, Susan. We're flirting with disaster here. Let's see how you explain to Thompson later the Fleet Admiral's sudden demise. Susan laughs. You're so dramatic. Here we are. You can look. Open your eyes. Crew. Surprise! You are startled, and it takes you a few seconds to understand what is going on. You recognize the mess hall of your old ship. There is a table with dinner already served, around which you can see the smiling faces of all your former crew members, as well as Logan and the rest of the members of Nemesis. Gutierrez, happy birthday, Captain. Carpentier pushes her. You idiot, it's Admiral now, remember? Your face splits into a smile. Guys! Susan White, we've had a hard time getting everything organized, Monica. Mai and I have been trying for months to get the whole crew together. You greet them all, deeply moved. Though you have kept in touch since your promotion to Admiral, you had barely had time for personal matters, and seeing them all together again has made you really happy. You sit down at the table and soon you are chatting and joking as if no time had passed since you parted ways. Mai, Carpentier, are you still carrying your lucky stone? You never went anywhere without it. Carpentier, it's not just a stone, Mai. It's an organic jade. I paid 500 credits for it, and it was a real bargain. I would have paid a lot more. The rest break into laughter, leaving Carpentier puzzled. Well, about that, you speak amidst the laughter of the others. It's a piece of tinted resin, Carpentier. You seemed so happy with your purchase that we didn't want to spoil your fun. But I think it's about time you knew. Encliffe merchants call it the Fool's Rock. It's a classic scam they play on tourists. Carpentier shrugs. It's kept us alive, hasn't it? So it must still bring some luck, surely? The rest laugh again until another topic of conversation quickly takes over. You enjoy the evening reminiscing old stories. Life may have put you on separate paths, but the bond you have forged will never be broken. Whatever the future holds for you, you are sure that you can face it together. You raise your glass, proposing a toast. Here's to us. And there it is. I know these last 2 episodes have been long ones, but I'm glad overall. Like I said in the beginning, this is one gem of an indie game. I've loved it the whole way through. Although there have obviously been some kinks and things to roll your eyes at, I suppose, bugs here and there, the game as a whole is brilliant. I'm glad I was able to play through it. That being said, it's now over. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all later.